Good morning everyone. Today we are going to discuss with the chapter number 8, what is on my plate. In this chapter we will discuss about the following topics: introduction, where does food comes from, farming, from harvesting to storing, from field to home, and food we eat. Now, the introduction. Food is an important part of our life because with the help of food we get energy, and which is very helpful for doing all the activities of our life. Most of the food comes from plants and animals like fruits, vegetables, spices, oils, cereals, pulses, beverages, and dry fruits, and they all come from plants which are grown by the farmers. There are so many other food products which we get from the animals like milk, meat, eggs, fish, and other dairy products. Now, the question is, where does food comes from? Means from where we get these food items. The food on our plate reaches us after traveling a long distance from a farm. On the farm, farmers do so many activities like planting and growing crops, take care of animals, collect eggs, and milk cows, amongst many other things. Now, what is farming? Growing crops is known as farming, and the farming involves following steps: plowing, adding manure and fertilizers, sowing seeds, irrigation, spreading insecticides and pesticides, harvesting. Now, the first step, that is plowing. This is the first step of farming. Farmers plow the field with the help of bullocks and tractors. Plowing plowing is done to loosen the soil and make it soft. Adding manure and fertilizer. This process makes the soil rich in nutrients, which is responsible for the growth of the crops. Now, what is manure and what is fertilizer? Manure is the organic matter. Organic matter means they are made by the cow dung, dried leaves, vegetable peels, and so many. They all are decomposed for a very longer time, and after some time, we can add them in the soil. That's why they are known as organic fertilizer. Now, what is fertilizers? First, fertilizers is a chemical or natural substance, means they are either made by chemical or by natural substance. They also increase the fertility of the soil, but in turn of excess use of fertilizers, the soil can become barren. Barren means unfertile. The next step is sowing seeds. Farmers select the healthy seeds that is suitable according to the season, and they are sown in the soil. After sowing the seeds, the seeds require water, and by sprinkling method we provide water to the crops, and this process means irrigation is the process in which sufficient water is provided to the growing crops. Now, why the water is important? Because the right amount of water, warmth, and air, that is very helpful for the seeds to grow into sapling. Sapling means baby plants, into crops. Now, spreading insecticides and pesticides. Now the question is, what is insecticides and what is pesticides? There are so many insects which are very harmful for the crops, and like small insects which are able to eat the crop, and there are so many pests like birds which also eat the yield of the plant, and that's why, to protect the crop from the insects and the pest, we spray insecticides and pesticides. Now, the last process is harvesting. It is the process of cutting and collecting the ripe crop, not unripe. What kind of crops? Ripe crops from the crop field. The crop are harvested manually and with the help of machines. Now, in the crop field, you have seen scarecrows. They are the figure that is dressed in old clothes and put in the field to frighten birds away. Now they all were the steps of the farming. Now, after the growth of the yield, after the production, after getting the yield, where that food item will go means the people, the farmers, they will store the yield, and there are several processes of storing the food item. Means first they will categorize them into two categories, that is perishable foods and the non-perishable foods. There are so many food items that are not going to get spoiled very easily, and they can be stored for a very longer time. They are known as perishable foods, like grains and pulses. Now, what is non-perishable foods? They are the food items which can spoil very easily, and they are stored in cardboard or wood, for example fruits and vegetables. Now, after storing, how they reach to our homes? The farmers will, after packing, the farmers will sell the product to the wholesale market. We call it mandi also, where all the fruit seller, vegetable seller, or grain merchants, they will purchase those products, those yields, and they will sell those products in their local to the local shopkeepers, and those local shopkeepers will sell those products to their shops, and the common people will go, and we can buy the product from the shop. Now, we have discussed about the farming process, the storing, how that food is, we getting food at our home. Now, what kind of products which we get from the plants we are going to discuss in the detail. Now, the first one is food grains. The fruit grains are rich in carbohydrate, and carbohydrate is energy giving, means we get energy with the carbohydrate products like rice, wheat are the staple diet of many people. Means most of the people are eating rice and wheat because they give us energy, which is very helpful for the work, for the all the activities. And the food grain examples are rice, wheat, maize, and oats. The next product is the pulses. They are the dried seeds of the plants, and they are very good. They are good source of proteins, and protein is known as bodybuilding foods. There are so many pulses like arhar, moong, masoor, urad, rajma, and chana. Now the next one which we get from the plants, fruits and vegetables. They are rich source of vitamins, minerals, and other nutrients. They are also known as protective foods which protect us from so many diseases. Their availability varies from season to season, means they are not available 12 months of the year, like mango, guava, banana, spinach, potato, onion, etc. Now the next product is nuts. They all are rich source of oils and minerals. They are also good source of fat, like groundnuts, cashews, almonds, walnuts. Now the next product is oil seeds, means the seeds, the part of the plant from which we get the oil, and oil is used for the cooking purpose, and the examples are mustard, groundnuts, sunflower, etc. The very important thing, the spices which enhance the flavor and taste of our food, that also we get from the plant. And the parts from which we get the spices, they are flower, fruits, seeds, leaves, barks, and roots.